Navy store arriving. Welcome aboard, everyone. It's Navy store, and we're back for another round of World of Warships. I'm sorry I haven't posted anything in a while. We've been doing the 6th season of Ranked in World of Warships, and you can only watch me die in my British light cruiser, the Tier 7 Fiji, so many times before you no longer want to watch it. So I haven't posted anything from that. But today we are playing the mountain map in domination mode, and I am in my Tier 9 Japanese battleship, the Izumo. The Izumo is similar to the British King George V class, where it has 3 super firing turrets all the way forward, and what little bit of a island structure it has is back aft. Now the mountain map has a series of mountainous islands going right down the middle, and of course the two teams spawn in on different sides. It's not one of my favorite maps because
concentrate fire on the target.
You have islands over around where the sea capture point is, where destroyers love to hide. You've got a lot of open water around B, where anyone can spot you and start putting rounds into you and set you on fire. And the A capture point, which is where I'm heading, is a mixture of the two. So either way you go, this is one tough map. And Bismarck is doing what I plan on doing. He's hiding behind an island and gonna start sniping at people. A little mountain indicator there means that my rounds would be hitting rock. Maybe only one, maybe all 3 per turret. Clear. Time to put some more rounds out. And he overshoots. The one nice thing about the Izumo is that it has such very little mast that it's very hard to catch on fire. Rounds tend to bounce off the deck. And it's very maneuverable for a Tier 9 battleship. As you'll see, I'm able to get moving, get underway, and avoid most torpedoes later on. This time I'm going to have to suck one up with the torpedo protection on this thing. Unfortunately, this one hit me right in the bow. It probably would have been better to take a bit of a glancing blow along the side of the ship. At the moment, I'm firing on that Bismarck back over there with high explosive rounds. Set them on fire, try to do as much damage as I can. As you can tell from the damage counter up in the top right-hand corner, I'm still accumulating damage from those fires. Basically, I'm playing this with cruiser or destroyer tactics, just trying to stay hidden and hit them with as much high explosive and set them on fire and watch them burn. At Moskva, that's a Tier 10 Russian cruiser, and that thing is deadly. That thing can set an enemy ship on fire in a heartbeat. I hate those things. And now time to work my way back up and get back over here with our cruiser and Tier 10 American Des Moines. Try to get behind these islands and give myself some protection. That Bismarck has gone full broadside. Time to set him on fire again. If I had armor-piercing rounds, he would be exceptionally screwed, which is kind of how I am with the enemy Izumo. The enemy North Carolina, both over there, they have really good full broadside ability on me. The Izumo has good armor, but you know, when you expose your broadside like that, you're gonna suck up some damage. And of course, the other problem: destroyers and their stinking torpedoes. There he is. I saw him for a second, then I lost him. I've got high explosive loaded currently, so if I can see him one more time, I can light him up. My secondary guns are now lighting up on the enemy because they are within 9 kilometers of me. Oh. And we just lost our Des Moines and our Turpets, so we are now down 1 battleship and 1 cruiser, and the enemy has not lost anything. So time for me to get behind this island as we're getting flanked over here. And basically act as a floating fortress while I can. Got a Baltimore Tier 9 American cruiser. And all those torpedoes definitely means I've got a destroyer. And there it is, a Kagero. Japanese destroyer. And that sucker can have a increased reload on its torpedoes. So it could literally put out 16 torpedoes in the span. Oh, I got to get a Citadel hit on him. Took about half of that Baltimore's hit points out of him. Time to start backing up. Trying to set me on fire. Uh-oh, here comes the Kagero. Okay, so time to get my secondaries locked in on the Kagero. And my secondary gun turrets go off after him. If this guy gets around me and torpedoes me, I am so screwed. Oh god, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. What the heck? He fired his torpedoes from dead ahead. Okay, he did some damage with 2 torpedoes hitting me. But he should have waited until he's right there to fire his torpedoes into my broadside. He could have killed me right there. Instead, my secondary guns go after him. And now here comes the Baltimore. The Baltimore is going to try to do the same thing. He's going to try to finish me off. I'm still taking hits from one of the battleships off on the side. I've got a friendly cruiser behind me peppering the Baltimore while hitting me with his secondaries. And the Baltimore kind of drifted into me and blew himself up, with only costing me 1,000 hit points. That is amazing. I've got somebody putting torpedoes out behind me. Please don't hit me. And here comes the enemy Izumo. Well, I'm taking fire from the North Carolina, trying to back and turn at the same time. And the Izumo isn't even paying attention to me. His guns are pointing the other direction. I get another Citadel hit on him and almost finish him off. Oh, thank God. Fortunately, somebody else got him. Looks like my other teammate Izumo, Sauce Boss 18, actually got him. Unfortunately, the enemy Izumo, just before he died, his secondary guns took out one of our destroyers. Time for me to get the damage control cruise going. Now here's where I screw up. I should have stayed exactly where I was. I should have pushed forward just a little bit more so I could get some get a view on this Moskva and the Fred de Grosse, which is a Tier 9 German battleship. It's like a super Bismarck. It wasn't an actual ship, but it was a paper ship. Anyway, I should have sat there and waited for my damage control parties to build up a little bit more, but I was concerned about this Moskva being able to get me. So I start pushing out, and unfortunately, I think I pushed too far here. Oh, and again, I can't close escrow on this guy. I get really good hits on him. One of our Udaloy Soviet destroyers finishes off the Moskva. Time to start backing up. Here comes the Fred de Grosse. My guns will reload in about 5 seconds, and my damage control ability will come back up in 25 seconds. One of our destroyers just put torpedoes out by me, and oh god, there is a gearing American Tier 2 destroyer. Oh, thank god. Sauce Boss in the other Izumo got the gearing. The Fred de Grosse, he is going to put the screws to me. Come on, 6 seconds. Let me get a heal so I can get my damage control guys going. I'm on fire. I don't want to do it just yet, but I'm going to have to because I'm so low on health. Time to start healing up. And have my damage control party fires out. Oh god, I'm screwed now. His secondary guns have lit me on fire again. Oh! And his main guns just finished me off. Well, not too bad. 2 kills, 4 fires, 24 secondary hits, 3 citadels, knocked out 2 of his major components with incapacitation, sunk 2, caused flooding on 1, got close quarters and a Die Hard award. Close quarters for taking out that destroyer with my secondary guns, and Die Hard for where the Baltimore rammed into me and blew himself up, because that's considered a ram. It might not be pretty, but it works. Overall, ended up with 134,719 damage on this thing. I will tell you what, I am really impressed with the Izumo. It is an incredible ship. So far, we are holding on to the A cap and the B cap, although we're starting to lose the B cap. The enemy fleet got the C cap, and they actually have us outgunned. They are holding 6 ships to our remaining 5. We still have 2 battleships, a cruiser, and 2 destroyers. Never mind, we had 3 destroyers, no cruisers. We're now down to 2 battleships and 1 battleship, 1 cruiser, and 2 destroyers. And the enemy, looks like they have 2 battleships, a cruiser, and 2 destroyers. Shimakaze just took out 1 of their battleships in North Carolina. Try to maneuver around, get a little bit better view. One of the destroyers is hiding over here in smoke right inside the B cap that they just captured. Now we're up 612 points to 313 right now. We are still gaining points for the 1 that we have. And looks like Sauce Boss took out the Fred de Grosso that got me. Oh, and our Rune is going toe-to-toe with an Alabama Tier 8 American battleship over there. But he's got torpedoes out. And the Alabama, though it has really good anti-submarine or anti-torpedo protection, it's not known to be able to take a torpedo from the front end. Looks like he was going straight for the bows. The enemy has a Tier 10 Tier 10 British cruiser, the Minotaur. That thing is about to be erased by torpedoes from our Shimakaze. Yep, it got him. It's now a 3-on-3 match. Fletcher is going after the Shimakaze with his guns. And that Alabama is trying to capture our final cap point. But Sauce Boss and the Izumo is going gangbusters on them. And he gets the kill, saving the A cap point. We are now up 728 to 304. We pretty much have this one in the bag as long as we don't lose any of our remaining ships. Sauce Boss is putting up his spotter aircraft to try to find those final 2 destroyers. One of them is a Fletcher, and that Tier 9 American Fletcher destroyer, that is, even after the changes in patch 0.6.3 that took away the so-called blind fire ability of destroyers in the game, it is still a incredibly deadly destroyer. Blind fire is where the stealth ability of a destroyer, the ability for it to stay hidden, exceeds its range. Now, with torpedoes, you can sneak within as close as 5.8 kilometers on some ships and launch torpedoes at the enemy before you're spotted. With most of them, it's between 6.5 and 7.5 kilometers. And you have, let's say, 10 kilometer, 12 kilometer, 16 kilometer torpedoes on some of these ships. So you can get in close and you can get your torpedoes out, and with any luck, someone will just stumble right into one and hopefully blow themselves up. Believe me, I've had that happen to me, and I've been able to do it to enemy ships. It's a double-edged sword. But when it comes to guns, you used to be able to hide behind an island or even hide in plain sight sometimes. And with the right build on a ship, you were able to fire your main guns 13 kilometers, but your plume from your guns would only be able to be seen for, let's say, 10.5 or 11 kilometers. Oh, our Udaloy just got the enemy Shimakaze. We are down. We're at 3-1 now. So anyway, they just took that away from destroyers in the game. Every ship now has a minimum visibility when firing their guns equal to the range of their guns, at least. So destroyers now can no longer stealth fire. Again, that's a double-edged sword. It's nice for cruiser and battleship drivers, and it helps when you're in a destroyer and you're going up against an enemy destroyer. But when you're in a destroyer and you're going up against a cruiser or a battleship, you really miss that ability. Our Izumo, Sauce Boss 18, as you can see, going aft and off to his port side. 2 rows of enemy torpedoes. He's managed to avoid them. The final enemy destroyer is behind us, capturing A, but our Shimakaze has managed to capture the B point. And in fact, our remaining Izumos commenting to the blown enemy ship, "What is your visibility? 5.9?" And someone says 5.9, and he pops back, "Nope, 5.8." Basically saying, "You'll never find me," which in those islands, that actually is pretty accurate. What needs to happen is Sauce Boss needs to keep doing what he's doing, stay hidden, and our Shimakaze needs to stay where he is, and that Udaloy, Russian destroyer, needs to be heading back over to the Charlie cap point and capture that. That way we can start getting the points for holding on to 2 capture points. As you can see over here on the left-hand side in chat, we're talking amongst ourselves, and I mentioned how I still feel so bad. Oh, there's the Fletcher. I mentioned I still feel bad about that poor guy in the Baltimore who drifted into me and blew himself up. And our Udaloy just about got that Fletcher. Got him down to 806 hit points and got him. Bagged it. 959 to 493 in points with 1:24 to go. Well, that was just an amazing run. And as I said, you can see how good it is to be able to sit back behind the island sometimes. Well, we got the victory on that. 444,925 silver. I got, with flags and everything, 7,656 XP, 1,532 free XP, 35 hits total. And again, I got all those awards. And went forward on the combat missions. I came in second in total, and I am actually tied 2001 in base XP with Sauce Boss. He sank 4 ships, but I did so much damage, and the fact I was able to capture one of those capture points, I ended up with oh, actually, no, I didn't capture one of those capture points. I was still able to tie him with 2001 XP. So that was really good. That's base XP. 24,000 damage to the Baltimore. 11,000 to that Kagero, 34,000 to that Izumo, 34,000 to the Baltimore, 20,000 to the 20,000 to the Moskva, and 11,000 to the Fred de Grossa. Just, I have to admit, I really love the Izumo. It can really just tear into enemy ships. Anyway, I now have, and I managed to get enough Commander XP to get another star for my commander and level him up one more, so that helps me get more abilities for him. So I'm going to go reskill this commander, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Check back soon, and please hit the like button if you like this video. Make sure you subscribe so you will get updated when I do post new videos. Tell your friends, and if there are any feedback you'd like to give, or if there's any questions you have, or advice that I can help you out with World of Warships, please feel free to comment below, and I will be glad to help. Anyway, have a great day. This is Navy Store, departing.